Good morning, everybody. I am the Cynic, back in town for a week from North Dakota for my new job. I'm halfway through, so I won't be here too long, and will probably only get this video out and that discussion with Sargon of Akkad. Thank you, sir, for having me on the show. Seems as though I came back just in time for some ideological purification from the community, courtesy of Razorblade Candy. His issue being taken with the libertarians and anarcho-capitalists specifically. As most of you know my stance on the state, I'll throw in my 2 cents on the matter here, and it might not be what you're expecting. I do believe Razor is right in his belief that the MRM, MGTOW specifically, isn't and shouldn't be about the state specifically. Why? Because A, I, like him, don't want preconceived notions about libertarianism to be conflated with MGTOW. Are there libertarian leanings in MGTOW? Lower taxes, less state intervention, and so on and so forth? Absolutely. But there's a greater issue that men going their own way have been dealing with before government became a higher focus, and that is what MGTOW should be judged and reflected on: its analysis and criticisms of gynocentrism. To some, that's a pretty difficult pill to swallow, as most of us who identify as libertarians or anarchists have mostly focused our energies on the state and its influences. And B, MGTOW, while having scraps with government, is more about the individual man and his stance in the world, his relationships with women, his relationships with his family, his perceived obligations to society and everyone else just because of what dangles between his legs. Men who've begun questioning the human male's role in the world, why they have all these expectations placed upon them, why men are the ones being expected to sacrifice life and limb, why men are the ones expected to be the ones who must provide for women in an environment where women are absolutely capable of providing for themselves. Men who've decided the biological role argument, or that's just how it's always been argument, isn't good enough for them to continue on as they have been anymore. These really aren't things political structure theory can deal with. Even if a society of anarchism is reached, men would still have the urge to serve and protect women, not because government told him to, but because society and his own biological wiring has compelled him. It's a deeply ingrained, innate imperative that predates Homo sapiens, a biological urge that's time, in his eyes, has come to an end and outlived its practicality and his self-interest. He's thought about what's in it for me and asked, what do I get out of this social arrangement, to his peers. He has heard the answer to these questions and rejected the offer. So, I also ask that libertarianism be kept in better check in MGTOW as well, not because I'm losing my belief in a world being a better place with a lack of government, or kissing up to Razorblade Candy, as I do have a bit of an issue of what he said in his ideological purification video, but that's not for here or there. I ask this because libertarianism and MGTOW aren't one in the same, nor should the two be conflated with each other. Though, to be fair, I haven't seen much of it, but apparently he and Barbar have, so I'll just take their word for it on the matter. And that's it. I won't be mentioning anarchism or libertarianism on this channel again unless the topic is directly related. Of course, that will be fairly easy since I'll be spending the next 6+ months in the oil fields of North Dakota, but I digress. I make no proclamations of ideological purification or demands that libertarianism and MGTOW should become mutually exclusive. All I ask is that the focus of MGTOW remain on the gender relationships between men and women, and the relationships between men and society, men and other men, and a man and himself. The state is a factor, but is not and should not be the main focus. So basically, everything Razor said minus his criticism of anarchism and libertarianism. I am the Cynic, everybody. Have a nice day.